Hello, fellow reloaders and women reloaders that are out there. This is the Lee APP press. I've got a couple of videos on it already. Here comes a shorter one. This is the third video. The bottle that we use, that they give you. It does fit the 1 pound bottles. But the problem with the 1 pound bottles is when you put it here, it actually is hitting the bench. So unless you have an overhang on your bench, there's no way you're going to get that bottle in. Now there is a trick you can do, and I came up with this because I did similar for my bullet sizing inverted cups on my RCBS rock chucker. Anyway, you can take any bottle you want, you take the cap, and you can actually drill the hole off center. So it'll sit like that, and therefore it won't hit your bench. And of course the other option is, if you have a bottle, such as this, I love these peanuts, I buy them at the dollar store. This fits. And I use this to store all my size bullets. I have tons of these filled with my bullets for reloading. Anyway, so what I did was I took that bottle with a step drill. That's how I made the hole, with a step drill. I made it to the size of the die, and here is what I did. It's not 100% in the center, but it's close. And instead of using the little nut that came with this piece on the the APP press, I used a Lee die nut, which you will have leftovers if you're using these bushings, or you probably have leftovers now. And I cranked that down as tight as I could, cranked it down, and then I got a wrench on it and I just cranked it. So you can now just take this, put it in the press just like you would with the other cap, and screw a larger bottle on it, a longer bottle. So there you go. That's the tip for today. I just got in a kit, my stuff for resizing my bullets. So I will see if I can play with that and get something going later. Back to quickly 3006. There's a gentleman that has commented, his name is John, and he came up with a suggestion that he tried and it worked. I'm not going to take this all apart right now, but if you take the shell holder off, there's this little piece in the center, I hope you can see it. That's actually spring loaded, okay? If you take a screwdriver and put it in there and just hit it, it'll pop out. I was trying to figure out how does it just pop out. I don't know exactly. It must be some type of little spring clamp or something inside there. I can't tell exactly. But I popped it out and took that out with the spring. And when I put the shell holder on, it was free floating at that point. And I had put it in and went back to trying the 3006s. Was there an improvement? I really didn't notice any improvement as far as feeding it in. They always didn't feed. You have to touch it a little bit to get it to go, etc. So I don't know if about how well that will work, but it's not hard to do. Again, you take your shell holder off, you turn this upside down, you put a screwdriver in, and you'll catch the edge of it, and you give it a whack, it'll pop out. Don't be scared. If you try to put it back in, you really got to kind of push it down hard for it to seat all the way back in. Otherwise, it actually was sitting higher, and I go, uh-oh. So I just hit it harder, and it seemed to snap into place. So there must be some type of snap ring inside the die. Now, I didn't find it really any better. After playing and looking, I'm trying to come up with a solution. I really don't have one. The only thing that I think would work in my case, because I didn't have any raised primers, but I do have a piece of brass. Let's see, I think this is it. That won't go in at all. okay, which I'm sure we've seen that on larger, on all kinds of brass pistol and rifle. So what I was thinking was you really need a thin file to get into the grooves that are cut in here, and just kind of like very little, maybe, a few strokes, try it, a few strokes, try it, to kind of file it down a hair. Not because this will go in easier, but the case may slide in a little easier. It could be a little, it slides pretty easy, so I don't know. There's play, back and forth play when it's in there. So I don't really have the answer to why it doesn't push in sometimes. It may have to do with the head. Okay, this one has some nicks on it. They're not sticking down, but they're on the edge. They're on the edge a little bit, and maybe some of the case heads are a little rough, and that's possibly why they don't go in so easily. So those are some thoughts. Okay, so I'm just going to put this on here quick. Lock it in place. Turn the shell plate the right way. And this is 30-06. I know I'm probably sitting in front of the camera. And this is the issue I have. It doesn't always fall in. The fingers don't open up all the way all the time. Now they're open. Now this will work. Get the shell. But see how it hangs up like that? I don't know exactly why. I had the same issue when I made the thing floating. It maybe worked a touch better, but it didn't work a lot better. See now, there you go. All of a sudden now I'm having no issue. Now there's an issue because the fingers didn't open enough to let the case fall in. So I took this whole thing apart to see how it worked. It's a very simple idea. I took the adjusting screw totally out, and it has to do with that little screw rides on here. When you push it back, okay, and the little screw actually rides on this. So the further in the screw, the smaller these close. I have the screw totally out, and I still have trouble where it doesn't always open. See now they're closing. If it goes a little too far, they close. So could it be the spring length? A little bit, maybe. Should be a little shorter. I can't sit here and cut a link off of this spring to test because I don't have a replacement. But it's like if it goes back a hair too much, the jaws are still open. The jaws closed a little bit. Now see if I hit it harder, they're closing. So that means it's going past that point, and it's starting to close them. So I don't have an exact answer yet to what can fix this. I didn't want to play with anything because you can't just buy this piece at the moment. You have to buy a whole kit for whatever it is, 20 bucks or something. So anyway, that's where I'm at with this, the 30-06. And the guys with the 308, now my issue is this is 30-06, okay? This is a half-inch longer than a 308. I don't know if that's part of my issue, because this adjustment of this feeder is the nut on the bottom is only on by 1 or 2 threads holding it. I can't raise it anymore. And the same thing, if the timing is off a little bit on this, see the presses, I can't, it's hitting the decapping pin. So everything is very close for 30-06. So I don't know if my issue is that. It works. I just have to go slower, and it seems to do what I need it to do. But anyway, this video is mainly a tip on how to make your own bottle for this. Okay, very simple, very easy. It works. And you go to the dollar store for $1 and buy a little jar of peanuts, and you're all set. And I got hundreds of these jars. Okay, so that's it for now. I'm going to try to make another video a little later tonight. We'll see what happens.